Are you ready to make some great art? Great! Go grab your sketchbook. Grab a set of color pencils, grab a set of markers, grab whatever art supplies you got. I just want you to get really excited about today's art lesson.
We are going to get started with our next element of art, which is space. As you can see, I'm screen sharing right now so that I can show you how to create an assignment using Google Draw. So in your drive, you're going to click on New, and then you go over to More, and it gives you some more options, and you're going to click on the one that says Google Draw. So it comes up, and of course the first thing you want to do is edit your file. So put your name, and this is Elements of Art, and this example is Google Draw, and we are going to look at space. So again, if you don't have a sketchbook at home or paper and pencil or colors, this is another way that you can do the assignments. So I'm in Google Draw, and I am going to start to set up our assignment. And this assignment, you can use a text box and go ahead and label it with the word space. And if you want, you can change the font. If you want, you can center it. You can do whatever you want to with it. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it here in the center. This particular assignment, we're going to draw 6 boxes. So you have lots of tools up here. I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Tables, and I'm going to create 6 squares. And you're going to draw something in each of these squares. I'm just going to go ahead and make it, pretty big. So the element of art of space is looking at several different features, and the first one can be positive and negative. So I'm going to change the font just a little bit. So one thing we're going to try and draw is art of positive and negative space. Another element of art is, let me change the font again. I'm going to use 9. Extended lines off the paper. And you can drag and drop wherever you want. How you draw things, like objects closer to you or bigger, objects farther away or smaller. And then also when you color them. You change the font. So objects closer are larger and often darker. And objects far away are smaller, and you color them lightly or lighter. Our first element of art was shapes, and shapes play a big part and space and how you layer them. So I'm going to put over, change this back to 10. Probably my most favorite part of space is a vanishing point in perspective. Is that going to fit? Let's see. And the last one, and this particular one is filling up the whole paper, like having a focal point and objects organized. So and sometimes when we're in class doing art and you guys draw something like an assignment and it's itty bitty, that's really, this element of art is like space, like try and draw things bigger into scale. And let me fix the font on this one, which I'm going to change it back to 10. Okay, so hopefully you have a mouse to do this assignment, to draw things. It just makes it easier. If not, you're going to spend a lot of time on your pad using your finger, but it's okay. You can still get the assignment done and it'll make you a better digital artist. So now we're ready to draw, and I'm going to come up here to this tool and I am going to select Scribble. So again, up here, there's a tool and an arrow button down. I'm going to select Scribble. I am also going to zoom in just so I can see my space more. So again, I'm in Scribble and I'm going to start with positive and negative, and I'm just going to draw a line. Well, there goes Scribble. I'm also going to make my line just a little bit thicker so you guys can see it. I'm just going to draw a line straight down, and I'm going to draw 2 circles. So on the left hand side, I am going to show this in negative, and over here I'll show it in positive. So we're just going to use 2 colors, which are black and white. And for this particular one, I'm going to go ahead and change my pencil. I'm going to change it to, I'm going to do 16. Well, didn't mean to do that yet. So we'll go back to Scribble. So sometimes you have to keep clicking on it. And I want to color this black. And I want to make this bigger. So I'm just going to, and you're using digital art, so it's really different technique of coloring. And on this side, I'm going to show positive space. Again, I'm using my mouse to draw these lines, and then I've made it bigger so that it can color. See if I can make my line a little bit bigger. There we go. So again, if you don't have color and pencils at home, this is a great way to do your assignments. All right, so that's positive and negative space. Then over here, I'm going to do overlapping shapes, which is super easy because up here you have shapes. And I'm just going to throw in a circle. And I'm going to throw in triangle. And maybe I want to change the triangle to purple. And I'm just going to throw in another shape. Where'd it go? Shape square. And I'm going to change it to, no, let's change it to yellow. And then insert text box, not text box, insert shape. And I'm going to try a diamond. I'm going to change it to green. So there's just some overlapping shapes, and if you want to play around with it. Also in this form, in the Google Draw, you have format options to play around with transparency too. Okay, for extended lines, I'm going to go back to Scribble. And it's on 4. And for this one, I'm going to draw a flower. So again, it helps if you have a mouse. And I'm going to draw petals behind it. Maybe there's some little lines in here. And then I'm going to draw some big leaves that go off the paper. So lines that go off the paper. And if you want to, you can go back and color it. And anything you color is extra credit. And then if I wanted to, I think I can change around with the lines, but we will just keep it where it was. Perspective is making sure, again, I'm going to use the scribble, and you're going to have, well, scribble, change it to 4. So here is my horizon line. And from here, I'm going to draw a road from the horizon line. And the perspective is that, you know, we're traveling down the road. So objects close to us are bigger. As they get far away from us, they get smaller. Can you all tell I'm really good at graphic arts? I really like doing things on my tablet. So again, if you have a different part, a different drawer, you can digital drawer, you can use that. Maybe there's a sunset in the back. Maybe there's some birds. If I want to, I can go back and use, let's see, where did it go? It's going to say the erase button. So you would change it to white and then just go back in. And then if I wanted to color it, I could pick green and so when you make the line thicker, it kind of does a lot of the trees for you, or the coloring for you. It's not a very detailed, but you're still working on assignment and you're still creating art. So maybe I want to go back with a darker green. Well, brown. So you can just play around with the color. And for the next one, I'm going to go back to Scribble and I'm going to use black. Why does that keep changing black? Let's see, Scribble. And I'm going to draw an apple. And it's close to me, so it's really big. And then maybe there's another apple that lives here. And it's getting smaller because it's farther away from me. Maybe there's an apple behind it. And maybe there's a little apple back here. So objects that are closer to you are larger, objects that are farther away, and then just to play around with some color. This one would be a darker red. And then maybe this one is a lighter red. Maybe this one is just a little bit darker because it's behind it. And then this one back here is really light. Again, not the best digital drawer, and I'm just trying to give an example, but you can play around and hopefully you have a mouse. And the last one is just artwork that fills up the entire paper. I'm going to go back up here to Scribble, and I'm going to change my color back to black. And now I just want to draw a picture that takes up the whole piece of paper. So Miss Stevens loves to draw landscape, so I'm going to draw another horizon line. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, make sure it's on Scribble. Here we go. Let's see if it'll do it this time. Okay, got a horizon line. I've got some mountains in the background. I love the mountains. They're really easy to draw. They're getting smaller. And my favorite place to be is the beach or the water or the lake. So I'm going to draw a shoreline. And maybe there is a sailboat out here. And there's some waves, add some texture. And maybe there is a person on the beach. I was trying to draw their towel and it turned out like a circle. Let me try that one more time. So that's a better towel. Can I move it around? So just something that takes up the entire page. Again, if you want some extra credit, you can play around with the color. I am going to go up here and shrink it just a little so that you can see the assignment. So this is an example of 100%. You've practiced the assignment, you've done all the art, you've done some extra credit, you've digitally drawn it, which is super advanced. You have it as a file, and now you just have to upload it and send it to me in Canvas. So this is how you do space.